Good evening, everybody. I'm just going to wait for a few members to get on here. Good afternoon, Izzy. Brother Dave Ryder, what's up? What's up, Frank? Brother Danny Ballas, what's going on? What's up, Marie? Sal, what's up? Geneva, how you doing? What's up, Mike? What's up, Simon? Yeah, stay in the house, Greg. Brother Bruce, salud, también. Brother Hassan, stop. Chris Dunn, yes. Jessica Loca, how you doing? Salazar. Brother Scott Miller, where's my coffee? Reagan. Yeah, I do want to start off with a moment of silence. We lost two Union greats, Arnold Cherry and former TA Surface Vice President Bill Pelletier. All right, thank you. Want to just open up by saying that everybody here is appreciated on what everybody's doing. Getting out there and getting the people where they need to go. It's a tough time, and everybody is scared and nervous of what tomorrow will bring. You know, and when I tell you everybody is feeling that way, everybody is definitely feeling that way. So the only thing we can do is turn to God in prayer. And for those people who, you know, for whatever reason, when you're growing up and life goes on and we tend to forget about God in our life. And we can represent that by some of the things that we do. We forget, you know, who God is, you know, and it's very tough. And God did say many things that would happen in the course of the universe, the lifetime, the planet. It's been told what will be happening. And those of us who grew up in a religious household or went to church, we've learned these things. And many of us have ignored them. We've ignored them. And maybe question God in a lot of areas, or question how we grew up in a lot of areas, thinking like, oh, this is not real, or this. But as we can see, there's things that's happening in the world that contradicts the fact contradicts the fact of it, whether it's real. It is real. And I just want to say that we should be asking our Savior forgiveness for whatever sins that we have created, and just leave it at that. I'm not the religious guy, but I like to view myself as very spiritual. So I'm going to open up this quick live. There's some questions that a lot of you want answered, so I'm going to open up this quick live with some statistics. So today's statistics, New York City is up to 140,000 confirmed cases. All right. New York State is up to 250,000 confirmed positive cases. Now, nationally, countrywide, we're almost at 1 million, at 830,000 confirmed positive. The Department of Buses currently is at 990 confirmed positive. 820 still out on quarantine. 1,120 have returned to work. Yesterday, at the MTA board meeting, all the agencies spread out the names of the confirmed COVID-19 fatalities as a memorial. In the Department of Buses, it was 30. Each, agency president was in charge of displaying that memorial. On the trend analyst side, and it's starting to show that the trend of our own positive cases as charted against New York City and New York State shows that our positives came out sooner than the city trend and also has curtailed off sooner, which puts the DOB in a better place today as far as COVID-19 positive. Now, remember, all of this is according to the data. This is not necessarily what I'm preaching as correct. This is just the information that I'm getting. All right, so the return to work procedure. It went out the other day and was sent to all the chairmen and managers, and it's posted. Actually, it's posted on this page for every one of you guys to see. I posted it up there yesterday. It's all the information we have discussed in the past doing these lives. All right, so now kind of the meat and potatoes of this discussion is the FMLA, right, or the COVID-19 FMLA. Now, we have EPSLA. It's called EPSLA, which is Emergency Paid Sick. It's the Emergency Paid Sick Leave Act. You can use a maximum of 14 days. That's going to be on top of the COVID-19 MTA administrative leave that been given for quarantine. In other words, even if you receive the administrative pay from the MTA, you can also apply for EPSLA post April 1st. Now, we have to pay attention here because there's some dates that really need to be recognized so we can have a good understanding. So, before April 1st, anyone who was on a quarantine got paid for the MTA administrative leave. They're calling it now the MTA administrative leave. It was called something else before. But now, if you got that prior to April 1st, anything after April 1st, you're allowed to apply for EPSLA. EPSLA, which is, once again, it's the Emergency Paid Sick Leave Act. It has an option of $200 a day or 2/3 of your salary. All right? And the option is you can elect to say no and you use your leave balances but still get the time, or you can elect to get 2/3 of your pay or at a maximum of $200 a day. All right? Now, the FMLA Childcare COVID-19. Now, under the federal regulations for childcare, for whatever reason, the essential employees are not considered eligible for the 12 weeks, 3 months continuous leave. Now, the unions are having a big fight over this. The unions, and when I say the unions, I am talking about all of the unions. TWU, Local 100, ATU, Local 726, ATU, Local 1056, TW, Local 106, Dispatchers Union, Triple SA, is also a Dispatchers Union in the Brooklyn Division. Maintenance in TW, they're all involved. So they're all presenting many different arguments as it not making sense, and the documents that had came out are very misleading. They felt that the MTA, it's very misleading that the MTA would even put out a document that we wouldn't be entitled to take. And it's very insulting. We all feel like we've been insulted with this, and the unions continue to fight this. And what we learned later on in the discussion is not that this is the federal law says that we're not entitled to it. It's the MTA that's saying that we're not entitled to it. Okay, because now they upgraded us to essential employee, or they upgraded us to first responder. And we know what the company thinks about us on other days, but today we're first responders. Very interesting. Anyway, continuing on, testing positive after April 1st. This is very important for you to hear on the dates. If you've tested positive after April 1st, 2020, the first thing members should be applying for is ESPLA. That's the Emergency Paid Sick Leave Act. You apply for that, you'll get the 14-day leave for 10 days pay. Okay? You get a clean bill. Now here's the thing that becomes a question. You get a clean bill of health, and then you come back to work. Right? 2 to 3 weeks later, you get exposed to a fellow employee who's tested positive. Members will be eligible at that time for the MTA administrative leave, which is 14 calendar days and 10 days pay. So essentially what I'm saying is you're going to be entitled to do 2 different administrative pay sources. One is going to come from ESPLA. They want you to, as of April 1st, 2020, they want you to use ESPLA first. Then you get cleared, come back to work, and let's say you test again positive, then you will apply for MTA administrative leave. So you'll have 2 options where you can get paid. There is other discussions on how we can apply the federal law and the administrative leave. We got to stay tuned for that. I don't have answers on that right now. The agency made a determination of who's entitled to the leave. That's what I just said earlier. So they made us first responders. The MTA turned around and said that we're not entitled. It's posted up on other people's pages. I'm pretty sure somebody posted up on this page. It gives a list of who's not entitled to the administrative leave. All right, that's a continuing fight. Homeless concern on the buses. This is an argument. It's just something the union brought up as well. The Department of Buses is trying to put together a list for MTA HQ to get the MTA police or NYPD involved as a more security measure. Any complaints should go to your union reps and should go to the union reps will bring it to road control. All right. As far as there's been some pay issues regarding the extra list and the vacation relief extra list. All right, so the union has approached the Department of Buses with these issues, particularly extra list personnel who were disadvantaged by the different schedules and whether or not they should be paid division pay or the greater of the two. There's a STIP coming out that's going to be given to the unions for their view to see if this is something that we can agree to and maybe resolve the issue. So that's another thing that you got to stay tuned for. Temperature brigade. Now, those are the people who's supposed to be taking temperatures. Now, transit has about a dozen locations where the temperature brigade is at. They're looking ahead as we look to recover and looking more to a normal work schedule as the city starts opening up the economy. The DOB wants to be in a place where they can continue to check your temperature. Okay, and that's going to be checking the temperatures of employees coming to work, so anybody who potentially has it doesn't spread it to the rest of the workforce. Okay, so whether we can get, so the DOB is actually discussing possibly getting contractors to come in and I guess take the temperatures, and this is going to be on some type of 24-hour clock because we're a 24-hour system. And the DOB is looking into having discussions of closing off the bus operator area as the city gets back to normal. Now, none of these things are here yet. These are just discussions. Now, that's the presentation for this evening, which wasn't very long, but I will continue the conversation offline. I just wanted to continue with the updates, and I will continue and answer you offline. And let's make sure that we continue to stand together in these fights, because talking about each other, pointing the fingers at each other, and it doesn't do no good to help each other. I mean, right now it's us against the world right now, and we have to just stand together and continue to stand together. And with that, I will close and just ask your questions, and I will answer you to the best of my ability. If I can't answer that yet, if I can't answer you, I will definitely get an answer for you for a later time. Thank you very much for tuning in. Be safe. Share with other members so we can have an educated membership. Be safe, everyone.